Stallone dreamed of a family, but kept destroying every relationship in his life, until one day he was able to find peace inside himself. Sylvester's long-term struggles started from childhood. He had toxic parents who treated him like he was nothing. My parents weren't exactly brought up like stellar human beings. Stallone was constantly running away from home because he was so unhappy.
Oh my God, literally at least a dozen or more, but
when he grew up, he was able to escape them forever, and he promised himself that no matter what, his family would be different. But unexpectedly, Sly was faced with poverty. He had no home, no food, no hope.
I really mastered the method of living on nothing, of eating basically cobwebs.
Nobody believed in him. Stallone was once so desperate that he starred in an adult movie for $200. It was either do that movie or rob someone, because I was at the end, the very end of my rope. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and Sylvester had to sell his best friend, an English mastiff called Butkus. The poor actor had no money to feed him, and he had no other choice. He sold him for $60 and walked away crying. Luckily, a week later, Stallone got a job and immediately came back for Butkus. But the new owner of the dog demanded $3,000. So that's what happened. After hitting rock bottom, Stallone was struck by sudden inspiration. He wrote a screenplay of a metaphor of his inner struggles named Rocky. Hollywood studios wanted to produce the film, and to get Butkus back, Sly even had to put the dog's greedy owner in the movie. Here he is.
My back is there. Your back? My back is there. You deaf?
I'm short.
Stallone not only got his best friend Butkus back, but also created a role for him. That was the point where Sylvester realized that he should always stand up for his loved ones. But unfortunately, no one ever stood up for Stallone. The actor desperately wanted to be seen as worthy, but the only thing he was met with was humiliation. Why? Well, the answer is disgusting. Because of his appearance and his speech impediment. According to the Chicago Tribune, Stallone had a traumatic childbirth that resulted in a severe facial nerve. Not many people know how much pain he endured before people started taking him seriously. When he tried out for commercials, the casting directors would laugh. "What are you saying? What language is that?" And that is a polite example. The studios didn't want Stallone to play the leading character in Rocky.
I said, who's that guy with the crooked mouth and the drooping? No, forget him.
With Sly's appearance, the producers could only see him playing some bad guy cameo. They were ready to buy the script for $300,000. But Stallone refused and stayed strong. If they wanted the movie, he had to play Rocky. Sly bet everything on his dream of becoming successful, and it paid off. He got the part of Rocky Balboa when nobody believed in him.
Do they have any doubts in you?
100%. I doubted myself, sure.
From that time on, he felt like he was worthy, and he could finally focus on his real dream. However, finding a family was just one part of it. It proved to be a much bigger challenge to protect it. Stallone met the charming Sasha Czech, who he married and had 2 boys with, Sage and Sergio. But soon, the family was dealt a heartbreaking blow. Their second kid, Sergio, was extremely shy as a kid. Sylvester and his wife were really worried that he was so quiet. At the age of 3, Sergio was diagnosed with autism.
Remember breaking down was when my second child was diagnosed autistic. That was bad. That was a real bad situation.
Stallone sadly recalled that because of the disorder, there was no real father and son bond between them. With a child like this, you have to put away your ego. You can't force him into your world. I sort of go along with whatever he's doing. Sly called Sergio a silent genius and was very proud of him. Although Sergio has an extraordinary memory, he isn't able to apply what he has learned. Stallone and his wife Sasha struggle to deal with the stress of their son's disorder, as well as the pressure of Sly's ongoing super popularity. Stallone's family started to crack, just like his childhood family. Sadly, Sylvester and Sasha divorced 3 years after their son's diagnosis. Stallone's dreams of having a family were destroyed. Again. Completely broken, Sly tried to find love and acceptance in the arms of the first woman he met. He tried to escape the pain and married model and actress Bridget Nielsen the same year he divorced Sasha. As Nielsen later shared on Oprah, it was Stallone who rushed things. The biggest misconception while I was with Sylvester was the fact that everybody thought I married him because of money. They didn't understand that he begged me to marry. He begged me. It's no surprise that their marriage only lasted 19 months. Stallone didn't comment on their divorce, but it was clear to everyone how desperate he was, and that the marriage had been a mistake. For the next 12 years, the legend was officially single. It seemed like Sly had lost faith in his biggest dream of building a strong family. He decided to concentrate on his acting career instead. While it looked like he was at the top of the world and made a bunch of blockbusters, at the same time, Stallone felt as lonely as ever. But things finally changed when he met Jennifer Flavin. It was a true miracle that nobody expected.
I'm loving life again.
Stallone told the Toronto Star.
Jennifer has made all the difference.
While the media kept speculating that he cheated on her, it looked like nothing could damage the relationship. Many years later, after some ups and downs, it became obvious. Sly had finally made it. He got the family that he dreamed of. However, he was about to face another huge loss. Stallone married Jennifer. Together, they built a strong bond and raised 3 charming daughters, Sophia, Sistine, and Scarlett.
Come on.
In 2012, when Sylvester was on top of the world after the release of The Expendables 2, he faced the biggest tragedy anyone can imagine: the loss of his first son. Sage Stallone passed away at the age of 36. A heart attack. Sage had a promising acting career, appearing in some of his father's films, like Rocky V. Sage was also engaged to be married. How unfair.
When a parent loses a child, there is no greater pain. Therefore, I am imploring people to respect my wonderfully talented son's memory.
Life kept punching Stallone, but he was never knocked down for long. He proved that no matter how hard your childhood, no matter how much hate you get from your family and society, you can always keep dreaming and keep working for what is truly important to you. Sly Stallone is 75 now, and he's still standing like a true champ.